Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? Happy Thursday. What's the latest and greatest? Dr. Tamika here saying welcome to Rocket with Dr. Tamika here, Thursdays at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'm so excited to talk about our topic today because you know what? We're in the month of May, which is the fifth month, which I was learned yesterday from one of my clients that it's the month of grace. I was like, yes, we need to extend more grace to ourselves and to others. So I hope you are having a fantabulous week. I know that Mother's Day is coming up this Sunday. So I hope if your mom is actively involved in your life, if your mom is no longer with us or someone else represents that mom figure in your life, I hope that you have something special planned, not only for them, but for yourself. And remember this, you don't necessarily have to be someone who birthed a child to actually celebrate Mother's Day. It's a day for women that I think that we really need to, those who care for other individuals who we can really take the time out to recognize. And sometimes we just need to recognize ourselves. And, you know, if you've had an experience in the past where you weren't celebrated in such a way that you felt you should have been celebrated, it's okay. What I remember this pastor one time saying, sometimes you just got to hug yourself. Sometimes you need to buy your own flowers or buy the gift so that you can recognize what you've been doing in someone else's life as well as in the lives of others. So on today, I hope you are doing just that. What's up, Mrs. KJ? What is this? KJ is alone? All right. Salone? And Boyish Gambino. Hello, everyone. Those of you on Facebook here on The Art of Living an Unlimited Life, happy to have you. Those of you who are joining me here on Facebook, you may see the app StreamYard come up across your screen. Don't be too overly concerned about that. It is a matter of you just clicking on the button and allowing me to see your comments so I could try to stay on one platform as opposed to going in between. But on today, I thought we'd take some time out and do what? Let's talk about things that relate to our health, right? As we are in this month of May, I want to encourage you to continue to work on you. And especially this month, focusing on moms. I want to think about longevity, right? How do we help us live longer? How do we help us do the things that help us embark upon this health journey and be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be? And one of the things we can do is eat the foods that are best for us and do things that help us be the best that we can. Those of you who are joining us, I want to make certain that I'm clear. This month of May, which symbolizes the month of grace, I do want to emphasize us working on being more loving towards ourselves and really emphasize moms. And like, you don't necessarily have to have birthed a child to be a mom, but you've been impactful in someone's life, whether you're a mom, a grandma, an auntie, whatever the case may be. If you've been impacting someone's life, I want you to embrace this upcoming Mother's Day. And if you haven't received the things that you want to receive from Mother's Day, and you haven't received the flowers, you haven't got the hugs, or you haven't been seen, or you feel like you're all alone, I want you to stop and truly hug yourself and say, I'm all right. I love me, and nobody's going to love me more than me. So take care of you. So on today, we're going to talk about foods you should be eating daily for longevity. You know, these small little choices of what we're eating add up every day, and they impact our long-term health. So one of the most exciting examples that we can talk about is how choosing the right food can impact our longevity. There is so much research out there that talks about the importance of not only diet, but the quality of lifespan, right? So quality of life, QOL is what I used to say in medicine when I used to write my notes. It's so very important. I mean, the fountain of youth, it really starts with what we're putting inside of us, okay? So what are we eating? The Western diets today have increasingly become so inflaming. They are heavy in calories and low in nutrition. So there's something called the USDA guidelines for Americans. In fact, it's called the SAD diet. Standard American diet. It's sad. You know why? Because it's low in fresh fruits, low in veggies, it's low in whole grains, lean protein, healthy oils, and it's too high. That means there's too much going on as it relates to red meat, high fat dairy products, processed and fast foods, refined carbohydrates. I mean, it's so much in there that's causing it to be a sad diet. And because it's a sad diet, it's impacting our health. In fact, it's leading to dis-ease, which is disease. So if we think about this, Diseases in our civilization can reflect back to what we've been eating. So heart disease, diabetes, cholesterol, infertility, cancer, metabolic disorders, it impacts our longevity, our health. So there are nutrients in the right foods can also alter this aging process, right? So they can help reduce damage from oxidative stress. In other words, superfoods can actually impact our aging process. There are certain areas that we call the blue zones, right? And they live what we call the model for healthy aging. And these blue zones have longer lifespans. And that's like there's in Italy, I think it's Sardinia, there is Okinawa, Japan, and I think there's an area in Greece as well, Ikaria, if I'm not mistaken. So if you know that, definitely chime in and let me know if you know the areas as well. But the areas that I've mentioned, they have something in common. They maintain strong social connections and regular movement. And so when we think about this, they also share many dietary patterns, such as they focus on whole, natural, and plant-based foods, and they avoid processed foods. And so on today, I figure it's important. Let's talk about the 10 top anti-aging superfoods. Now, let me just be very clear. As a physician in this capacity, in this group, I want to give the disclaimer. I'm not saying you have to eat these things and it causes these things. I'm saying this can contribute to longevity. So on today, I hope that you take these information in and start to increase these particular items in your daily palette of food. Okay. So cruciferous vegetables. These are flavorful veggies that are high in fiber, high in antioxidants, vitamins like A, C, and E, and vitamin K. And antioxidants, basically, they help us fight against cellular damage. And you've heard me talk about tocotrienols, which is the vitamin E that helps us fight against free radicals, which are helping us have healthier cells. So when we think about cruciferous vegetables, I want you to consider like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, turnips, and even radishes. These are very helpful for our bodies. In fact, have you ever tried a roasted radish? It's pretty tasty, so it can take away that bitterness when you just eat it raw. The next thing I want to discuss is leafy green veggies. As we think about leafy green veggies, they are high in antioxidants, vitamin K, folate, fiber, lutein, which can help with your eyes. And then studies have shown that when you have more leafy green vegetables on board, they can also help protect against cognitive decline and heart disease. So as we think about this, I want to make a caveat to this. If you are an individual who is on an anticoagulant, Coumadin, warfarin, what's the one that starts with the L? I'm blanking. It'll come back to me in a second. Plavix is another thinner, blood thinner, but any type of blood thinner, I want you to be mindful of talking to your primary care doctor as it relates to leafy green veggies. I want you to aim for, though, for the rest of you who are not on an anticoagulation medication, I want you to aim for adding more green leafy vegetables to your salad bowl. So think of like sauteed turnip greens or baked kale chips are a nice change of pace in things that we're eating. When we think of eating green leafy vegetables, I want you to think of adding more darker colors like spinach over iceberg to your salads. Next, let's go into nuts and seeds. Try not to avoid them for fear of gaining weight and having too many calories and so forth. And granted, those of you who are working with me in other capacities, you know how we will approach nuts and seeds. But for the basis of today, we want to consider that nuts are very helpful, right? We have found that in the Mediterranean diet, it has improved cholesterol levels with increased nut intake. And some salads and baking can be used with nuts and even just as a snack. So adding nuts provides us with a good source of fiber. It provides us with antioxidants and healthy fats. You can also consider flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds are excellent sources of protein and omega-3, which have been shown to help reduce cholesterol. So as we start to think about healthy bodies, we want to make certain that we're looking into adding things that can help us along the way. One of the things I find interesting is that many people do love fruit, but I want to caution you with fruit in the sense that some fruit may have too much sugar on board. What's up, Mary Ellen? And when we think about fruit, I want us to think about berries. Brightly colored berries like blueberries, strawberries, goji berries are high in antioxidants, fiber, vitamin C. In fact, blueberries and strawberries have been shown to help with insulin resistance, and that can help also with diabetes. They are an excellent source for a substitute for a sweet. So if you want to grab the sweet, how about get some sweet berries? And I would encourage you to buy organic, in particular, especially strawberries organic, because they can have high levels of pesticides. So perhaps even organic tastes better. Who knows? Moving on, beans and legumes, right? These have high amounts of fiber. Now, I want to caution you, some people, when they eat beans or legumes, they get bloated and they don't feel good. You don't want to eat something just because it's healthy or the thought that it's healthy, that it's going to help you. It may not be the best choice for you. So, if anything I've said so far causes you any kind of distress, then don't eat that. We want to make certain that it's a pleasurable experience for your body. But as we think about beans and legumes, they also help prevent colon and other digestive cancers. They are protective for our heart, and they can be associated with helping to lower our blood pressure. So when we think about what are you eating, consider adding some beans and some legumes. In fact, beans are an excellent source to add to soups, salads, and stews. If you're a meat eater, try adding some recipes that have beans in it. If you're not a meat eater, then definitely you're probably on board with eating beans and legumes, because they do add extra vitamins and extra fiber. Now, the next topic would be mushrooms. Now, we've had a whole talk previously about mushrooms, but mushrooms, believe it or not, are high in vitamins and B vitamins and potassium. And so therefore, they're good for your heart. They're a good source of selenium as well. And they too can act as a powerful antioxidant. And there's so many ways to cook mushrooms. You can have them raw, grilled, sauteed, and eating them on a skewer. They are really helpful, and they can be also used as a substitute for burgers. So those of you who are trying to eat less red meat, you can eat a marinated portobello mushroom, and that would be a good source for a healthy burger substitute. In addition, functional mushrooms, including chaga, CHAGA, and lion's mane and cordyceps, are among other types of mushrooms that are considered to be adaptogens. So those of you who are under a lot of stress and don't want to take a pill, consider adding one of those mushrooms to your diet, because they too can help you with your stress level. And they're typically found in a supplement form, but you can also eat them, or you can get them at your local farmer's market. Next, we'll talk about number 7, alliums, which are like onions and garlic. Now, some of you like onions, some of you don't. Some of you like garlic, some of you don't. But these aren't just flavor enhancers. They just don't make your food taste good, but they can also be seen as antioxidants, antibacterials, anti-inflammatory, because of the properties that they have. And they're good for your heart and also fighting against cancer. So as we're thinking about having healthy moms and healthy you, let's consider in the meal that you're going to prepare or go out and eat this upcoming Sunday as we celebrate Mother's Day, consider adding some of these items to your plate. Again, onions can be sauteed, they can be eaten raw. There's so many ways to prepare it. And I'm not a chef. I'm just saying, I know that some of the items that I prepare use onions and garlic. Moving on to number 8, tomatoes. Now, in addition to tomatoes having a high amount of insoluble fiber, they also have vitamin C, they have potassium. They are an excellent source of antioxidant. And this can help lower the risk of heart attacks and stroke. So those of you who like your tomatoes, let's keep it going. They also have been associated with lowering the risk of cancer and cholesterol. This lycopene, which is inside of tomatoes, gets increased when you cook with it. So tomato sauces are particular good sources for this. Turmeric. How many of you have turmeric in your cabinet? I want to be very clear. Turmeric has great medicinal properties. It's been around for years, centuries, in fact, right? And we know that it's effective. Many people I know have turmeric. They'll take a turmeric tea. They have a turmeric powder. Key thing about turmeric, when you're having it, whether you're eating raw turmeric or you're having it in your supplements. In your supplements in particular, you want to make sure that it has black pepper in it. It is not active if it does not have black pepper in it. Turmeric, the benefits of it largely comes from curcumin, which is highly anti-inflammatory and definitely beneficial for our hearts. And it too has been associated with reducing the risk of cancer. So as you see, all these foods have been associated with some way of helping you along your health journey. So making certain that you're incorporating them in your diet is so very powerful. We know that its absorption of turmeric is increased when we take it with black pepper. All right. That combination is really awesome in spicy dishes. Last but not least, number 10, how many of you are tea drinkers? If you're a tea drinker, then hang in for this. Green tea. Green tea has so many benefits, right? It's one of the healthiest beverages that you can consume. It's high in antioxidants, polyphenols, and these are all associated as well with cancer prevention. Many people do matcha green tea. How much matcha are you drinking these days? It's considered one of the healthier teas, and it has this how do I put it? It's one of the healthiest varieties of green teas because of the entire leaf is consumed by the tea drinker. So make sure what you're doing your matcha, I would encourage you to drink organic matcha because it's associated with reduced pesticide exposure. Okay. So this is one of the things I want you to understand. It's one of those superfoods. So as we think about your health and we're thinking about recognizing ways to help each other and we're honoring moms this month, you want to figure out ways to eat the way that allows you to live a longer, healthier life and really focusing on quality of life. And you may notice within these superfoods, they're easily added to your regular diet. These simple dietary changes can have such great impact on your health and on your longevity. So as I repeat, I'll go through the 10 that I mentioned. If you're not already doing this, you can hear this now and add it to your diet. Cruciferous vegetables, leafy green veggies, along with nuts and seeds. Number 3. Number 4, berries. Be mindful of your tropical fruits, my friends. Tropical fruits, bananas, mangoes, pineapples have a lot of sugar in it, what can cause a sugar spike. So I'm going to encourage berries. Number 5, beans and legumes. Number 6, mushrooms. Not just any kind of mushrooms. I really wanted you to look into if you can add like not the button nose one that you see on top of a pizza, but if you can get like Chagas mushrooms or lion's mane, cordyceps, adding that to your meal would be definitely beneficial. Alliums like onions and garlic, number 7. Number 8, tomatoes. Number 9, turmeric. And number 10, green tea. Adding any of this can definitely help you promote your health along this journey. So as you hear these things, think about what you're going to have to eat today. What can you add tonight for dinner? Or maybe you don't have it right now. What can you go back to and add later on as you go grocery shopping? As you grocery shop, go back and say like, okay, what did Dr. Tamika say? She said tomato, she said garlic, she said onions, she said a little turmeric, some green tea. Pick a couple and add it to your shopping list. I'm excited to be with you today. I'm excited to go through the idea of just working together. As we start going more and more into moms, I'm going to go even more and more specific into different things as it relates to supplements and so forth. One of the things I want to point out is, again, Tocotrienols, vitamin E, fighting up against the free radicals. It helps with your liver, helps with blood sugar, helps with weight loss. Tocotrienols, and I'll give you one that you could actually purchase later on because I want you to have quality products on board. And not that I'm pushing supplements, but I am pushing you getting healthy. Not that you have to, but that you get to. Until next week, 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up, DM me here. If you want to jump on a call where we go through for 15 minutes or so what's going on in your health and how we can be of service to you or answer a question, recognizing that I want you to have information. You know your body better than anybody else. So let's do the things that help you. Never lose sight of what's going on with you. Stop, take a moment, take a deep breath, honor your body. Thank you for joining me here. Invite a friend, watch this video later, share it. I am truly honored to be a part of your health journey as we go through this every Thursday at 12:30. Have a fantabulous Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week and happy Mother's Day early for those of you who are celebrating this mom. And if you're having a down moment, remember, take a deep breath and think about what you're thinking, what you're thankful for. What are you thankful for right now today? And I am truly thankful for each one of you. See you soon. Bye.